So I know you're wondering, whatever happened with the geese? Did they work out? Did they end up mowing the grass around the Christmas trees? And more importantly, did we get sick of them? Well, today we're going to look at the ins and outs of life with geese on our Christmas tree farm. Let's go take a look. It's not as heavy as it looks. It takes me a few minutes to walk down there. What do you think, Dai-Dai? What do you think? It's full of chickens. Hi, turkey. Back up. Yeah, chicken, chicken, chicken. Oh, I got an egg. Back up. Hi, turkey. Is it okay? Alright, did you leave me an egg? I don't see any eggs in here. Some water. Come on, Eddie. Where's your toy? Apparently she's going off to look for it. Where's your new toy? Where's the new one I got you? Go get it. Hi, Alexandra. Are you playing? Hi, did you playing? No, where's your toy? Not Carl. Go get your toy. I see it. You got it. You got it. Can't even grab it. Oh, here comes Alexandra. Mom's got it. Ready? Good job. Where'd your daughter go? Alexandra, where'd she go? Oh, she's over there. Oh, okay. Are you pooping? Sorry. All right, let's go feed the horses. They're wet, muddy, and hungry. A little miserable. It's muddy season. Because summertime was so busy this year, I did not have time to prep their track system. So now it's gonna be all mud this year for winter. Really kind of sucks, but there's only so much time in a summer, and sometimes you just run out. Where'd all the water go? How do you guys drink all your water? Hi, Mommy Kitty. Hi. Oh, and there's the babies. And busy getting warm. Oh, they got the little one up there. Oh, you're so cute. Hi, little one. Come here. They're not usually, we don't usually have feral kittens, but this year we did. Because Mom decided to move them to the back of the hay pile. Where can I get to them? Hi. What you doing? You don't want to be friends? Hi. Hi. Oh, stop it. There. I'm just gonna pet him. All right. Let's get some food. For the kittens. Hopefully the dog doesn't eat it. There you go. Actually, I was gonna feed the horses first, and then record this, but I looked at my battery and it's already 67% and it was at 100%. These batteries are junk. They are not working. But I just need a new camera too. As you can see, the geese became a real issue. Once we got the extra females, they began eating all of the trees. Now, we're not quite sure why because they still had grass in the pen, but my best guess is they were bored and they just didn't know what else to do except eat the trees. But that wasn't a problem for very long because pretty soon they figured out how to fly out of their pen and they were out all the time. So much that I just gave up and just let them free range around the farm. And for a while it wasn't a big deal. They were kind of cute. They'd follow me around, they'd honk at me, they'd chase solicitors off and people trying to sell vacuums. But other than that, they didn't really cause any issues. Except for the poop. The poop was everywhere. All over the deck, all over the walkway. They were always camping out on the end of the stairs every single night. The geese had to go. So since we also had plans to rehome Miss Pig, we came up with a really amazing solution for the geese. We decided that we would put the geese temporarily into Miss Pig's pasture. It was a nice big area with lots of grass and plenty of places to explore. There were trees, there was shelter, but there was one problem. It was set up for livestock and not feathered stock. So we needed to make it goose-proof and hopefully predator-proof. Eric managed to find an amazing deal online for this netted fencing, and we had it delivered to the house. These rules were 8 feet tall, but they would work perfect to make it as tall as we needed to keep these geese in and to prevent them from flying out, because our grand plan was to produce lots of babies from these geese to eat all of our grass out there. And then at the end of the year, when the geese are all done eating the grass, we can butcher them out and serve them up for Christmas dinner. And the females would all get sold. You see, we picked this particular breed of geese called pilgrim geese because they are on the endangered breed list. There aren't very many of them around anymore. They were originally created as a multi-purpose geese to keep the grass mowed down, to produce eggs, and to produce meat. But the defining factor of these geese that really sold us, they're very, very friendly. Most breeds of geese are extremely aggressive and can even be dangerous. We don't want that on a place where people are going to be visiting once a year. So these particular geese seem to fit the bill, but would they continue to eat our Christmas trees? That was the question. Let's go take a look. So we actually have had the geese out here just a little bit too long. The pen was set up just as a temporary solution, and between being sick and being busy with hay, we hadn't had time to get a permanent solution put into place. So the area that we had, which was about 50 feet by 25 feet, we had 5 geese, and they've been on it for about 3 weeks. And this is what it looks like. They really did eat most of the grass down. However, they didn't really touch the grass in the sides. And the only reason I could think of is that the grass had grown a little bit too long and they really didn't like the texture of it. See, this is all really long grass. But they did go through and they matted it down. They fertilized all over. They really fertilized pretty good all over. And you can see the radical difference between right here and right here. I mean, it's pretty significant. So you can see they were definitely on it just a little bit too long. And here's the new area that we just flipped around for them. We still have to get our permanent fencing in place, but for now, this is what we have. Chances are pretty good they're still not going to eat the tall grass in the middle. Chances are pretty good they're just going to eat the middle grass. But the other thing we found was that because we left the geese a little bit too long in here, they went through and began eating the trees. Even though the trees are obviously tough and the trees are woody, they really began kind of mangling them. Cutting off the tops and the sides. Not all the trees got mangled. That one's okay. This one had a little bit of destruction on it. So they did damage the trees. They didn't kill the trees, but they definitely damaged them. So that is going to be a problem. That is something that we're going to have to monitor. It may come down to having to spray them with pepper spray so that they don't taste very good. Because once they get it in their head that they can eat them, it could be a recurring issue. So, but again, if they have enough grass, they shouldn't have a reason to eat the trees. So we're going to keep tabs on the trees in here, and we can see that they're obviously eating the grass in here. And as long as they're not eating the trees, we might have a winning combination. So one of the things that we are looking forward to doing this coming spring with our geese is hatching out some goslings. Goslings are baby geese, if you're not familiar. But one of the problems with that is they tend to have their babies in the very late winter, which means it is still freezing cold out here in Michigan. Now, most people out here use red heat lamps. And if you've known anyone who uses red heat lamps, then chances are pretty good you've heard of someone who's had a fire from those heat lamps. They're notorious for catching on fire and burning most of your stuff down with it. So one of the things that we were able to procure from ChickCozy were these nice little heater plates. Now ChickCozy makes all sorts of different products for chickens, including coop heaters. This is their incubator heater. So this gets just slightly warm and gives them a place to crawl underneath and get a little bit of warmth. It's supposed to mimic the mother hen's warmth underneath her feathers, and I can stick my hand right on it and just sit there, and it's not super hot. So this is a nice add-in for slightly older geese that might want to get a little bit warm. It doesn't have a temperature controlled setting. It just has an on and off switch, but there's nothing here that can catch fire unless of course you have something to the wiring. But the position is interchangeable, so you can pull off the legs and you can tilt it any which way you want, or you can raise it up or lower it. Right now we have it in the tallest setting because our geese are going to be fairly tall. But right now I'm actually using it for a different purpose. Obviously, we don't have baby geese right now, but we do have baby kittens. And it's really cold out here, and instead of risking the kittens getting burned with a heat lamp, this has been really nice for them. So they can curl up right underneath this and get warm. If you actually wanted to go a step further, like let's say you had wild feral cats and you wanted to give them a place that was a little bit more secure, you could set one of these in a Rubbermaid bin, and it should give off enough heat to actually heat the bin and give the cat extra warmth this winter. And at approximately $60, they're fairly reasonably priced, and they use a lot less electricity than one of those mega big red heat bulbs. So if you're interested in taking a look at them, check out the link in the video description down below. And we will also be looking at these again this spring when we have baby goslings to see how the goslings like them. But for right now, they're free range for the cats to use to try to get warm this winter. There's one job that I'm not exactly thrilled to be doing very often. It's fencing. All right, so the entire line has been restrung all the way down. So this is gonna be the top part of the fence. So the geese shouldn't be able to fly this high, in theory. Looks like Eric's already getting geared up. He looks so excited. Look at him just jumping for joy and skipping around. But we've got beautiful weather today, maybe tomorrow. Wow, this is some serious fencing.
Yeah.
That looks like you don't want anything getting out.
I followed it on clearance.
How much, how long of a roll is it?
165 foot.
165 foot, and this is what, 8 feet tall?
And the bottom's double reinforced. Well, it was on clearance for like a third of the price. But you had to buy 7 rolls.
Did we need 7 rolls?
Probably not. I'm not for sure if this is the best way. What?
Well, I think that's probably honestly gonna be the easiest way, because otherwise you're just gonna be fighting the roll. Like when I moved the smaller goose fencing, that's what I did. Oh. I just put it all down on the ground and I just dragged it over.
Wire that up here.
Yeah. So it's just gonna do one whole side?
I don't think so.
That's getting close though. I mean, if we got 7 of these things, hey, I guess we can always use them for
the price we paid
for the trees.
I think it was only 50 cents a foot, something like that.
Huh. Yeah, it's gonna be close. I mean, so we were trying to figure out if we should put it on the inside of the fence or the outside. The inside would be right on top of the electric. The outside would give a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they'll get shocked before they get to the netting. Let's go see the staple gun we bought for this. All right, it's the stapler we're gonna try to use. It's cable for doing in your house electrical. So we're gonna see how it works on this.
Miss Pig is all excited. I think she just wants some food. I don't normally chuck it on the dirt, but. All right, one section done. Many more to go. Have this whole back line done. We don't have the top cut off yet. All right, so we're gonna do tools that I really like. That would be great stocking stuffers for the person that's hard to buy for. The Saker mini chainsaw, 20 volts. Comes with 1 battery. Honestly, I would get the multi-pack. They sent me this one. Should have sent me the multi-pack as much as we do out here, but a little tiny chainsaw like this is one of those things you don't really think about needing, but then when you're in the middle of a project, you're like, ha ha ha, that would be handy. Like today, Eric is busy weed whacking the fence line. There are some large overgrown bushes right on the fence line. He has this chainsaw weed whacker attachment for his weed whacker, but he doesn't want to take the time to switch it around, cut down the bushes, and then put the grass one back on. So that leaves me to come in with a mini chainsaw and cut them down. I don't need to switch anything around. I just carry it. It's easy, it's lightweight. Even has a little carrying strap right there. And this thing hasn't been charged all summer long, and it's been out in the cold. Really shouldn't be out in the cold, but I didn't realize it was in the barn. So, see, we're at the end of October, and I think the last time I charged it was June, and it's still running. I'm not sure if it's going to cut through all the bushes, but we're going to give it a go and see. But I think it retails for like $120 with all of the attachments and the case and everything. Like I said, definitely worth getting the upgraded version versus the single version. Just because if you're like me and you only have one battery, you can have one on the charger and one on the chainsaw. So you always have at least one ready to go. This is our fence line. We're gonna put the geese out here. All right, let's give it a shot. So you have a 2-button trigger. You gotta push this and the trigger. Ah, that fast. Of course, you wanna watch the grass. See if we can pull this grass out. The only downside is it gets stuck in there. Just like your regular chainsaw. Would have been nice if he could have got the grass away from it, but so, as I was saying, despite my crazy hair, the Sacred Mini Chainsaw has really been a great tool to have on the farm. Whether you're on a farm or simply around your basic yard, it's really handy. It's a great tool for any age at all, over the age of 10, supervised, and 16 unsupervised. You know, it could be a great way for a teenager to start a little side business, pruning up trees for elderly people with the Sacred Mini Chainsaw they got for Christmas. But yeah, it's a great gift if you're stuck on what to get somebody and your budget's about $100. All right, so we have the entire fence line wrapped except for the gates. It took us about 4 rolls. So we've got 2 full rolls and a partial left, and then just a tiny little bit of scrap right here. We'll probably end up wrapping the gate either with that or with something else, because obviously animals are gonna be able to get in and out from under here and through the bars. But it's up. We still have to go through and we have to trim off the excess. Miss Pig's upset. And then we still have to go through and we have to clip this to the top wire. It does have a top wire up here. See right here, we gotta have to go through and clip that so it's all nice and tight at the top. And then it will be all done. Some of the areas might need some ground stakes just to keep it down. Like right here might need a ground stake, but it is at least in working order.
Still got a hog ring the whole top.
It took about 3 afternoons worth of time to get it done. You could probably get it done in an entire day if you just knocked it out. But overall, it honestly looks pretty decent. Once we get the top trimmed off too, it'll look a lot straighter, I hope. But I think it looks pretty good. So what do you think? Do you think it's salvageable? I'm hoping that maybe we can put the babies out there around the Christmas trees, and since they're still kind of small, they'll eat the grass and not the trees. And maybe, just maybe, we can raise up some females that are trained not to eat the trees so that we can begin to produce livestock that will fertilize the ground, eat the bugs, and eat the grass, making an entire green ecosystem for our Christmas tree farm. Put your comments down below. Let me know how you think the geese are gonna do in their new enclosure, which is coming up next. Take care, guys. Love you. Merry Christmas.